Now that you've seen some debugging in action, let's talk about the benefits of debugging, in addition to just getting your code working. Of course, there's the obvious benefit of supporting applications, being able to fix problems that are preventing the application's users from doing their work. But I'm talking about the benefits of becoming better at debugging for you, the developer. The process of debugging is actually an opportunity. As hard as it may be in the moment, you need to try and see it as such. First of all, debugging is an opportunity to learn about how the program works. This will especially help you if it's not code you wrote yourself. Understanding the code is key to fixing it, to solving problems in the code in the future, and to potentially refactoring the code if you're given the opportunity. Next, debugging your own code helps you learn about the kinds of mistakes that you make. It exposes your weaknesses, which allows you to improve. Ask yourself questions like why you made the error and how could you have prevented it. But also, you can learn about how you solve problems. How could you have found the source of the bug more quickly? Are you following a systematic approach or just guessing randomly? We're going to talk about a systematic approach to debugging in the next module. You can also learn about how you fix defects. Do you just put bandages on the problem? Maybe adding if statements for special cases that change the symptom but not the problem? Or do you take the time to understand the code beyond just the immediate code around the problem? Bugs are an opportunity to understand the program itself, but also an opportunity to understand your approach to finding and fixing problems in code. And that analysis will not only make you a better debugger, but also a better programmer who can avoid some of the same errors in the future. The more experience you get with debugging code and solving problems, the better you'll get at it. When there's a bug in the code, your first instinct might be to panic. Don't. You can figure this out. It might not be fast, and it might not be easy, but you don't need to run and ask someone else how to fix the problem. While it's okay to ask for help when debugging, don't make that your first step. Take the time to put in a real effort to solve the problem yourself. It's worth the time. In this module, you've learned some of the basics of debugging. We looked at different categories of bugs, and you learned about features in Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code that help with debugging. Then you saw how to use those features in a web application to debug an exception and a functional error. In the next module, you're going to learn about more tools for debugging, and you'll also learn a scientific approach to debugging that reduces the need for guesswork.